everyone, and welcome back to the arena. I'm Miss, and with me is Basilisk. So we're seeing almost two mirrors, two almost mirror comps. So can you tell me about these compositions, Bas?
Yeah, so as you say, they're both very, very similar. They've both got these three Nighthawks, three Orthruses. They've chosen for different logies. Tuskers have gone for the Scimitar, while Revolution have gone for the Basilisk. But in the low end is the difference is Revolution opting for three Garmers, whereas Tuskers opting for a Vigil and two Skybreakers. But if I'm Revolution here, as they were saying on the desk, I'm very, very concerned here because Tuskers obviously a very, very, very high-skilled team. And if you're in a nearly identical comp, it possibly doesn't bode well.
Yeah, that's my exact thought as well. Tuskers is some of the best pilots in this tournament, and you don't want to get a mirror setup because then it depends so much on piloting. Like the only difference is the choice of the logi ships and the choice of the frigate wing. All the collection in the Gamu are taking a bit of damage, but that
The Basilisk of Jace
Basilisk
is just taking
down.
chunks. He's just getting hard volleyed straight through by the Orthrus and Nighthawks. There's so much damage on the field here from these command ships and Orthruses, and they just go straight through him. Like he wasn't even there.
So I think like this is something they're not really aware of is the chasing missile effect. So as you are chasing someone and they're shooting missiles at you, due to the travel time of the missiles, you're effectively extending their range. So even though some of these ships might not be in missile range for the Basilisk, the fact that the Basilisk is burning into their missiles just meant that got so many missiles just hammering down, and now there's offers going down.
Yeah, and I have to question what these Garmers are doing for Revolution. I mean, this is the main difference in these two comps here. Revolution have brought these Garmers. They're fast. They've got long range scrams, and they need to be going in and tackling something because that's their only advantage. That is the difference between these two comps. They need to leverage, make some use from that advantage that they've brought. And these Garmers are just sitting at the back doing the square root of nothing. To be quite honest,
I'm just looking at the speed of the Garmers, like doing. Oh, now it's finally someone going fast, but some of them are like moving really slowly. I was wondering if they AB maybe the dual prop, but at this point, yeah, what are they doing? Like they have already lost so much stuff before they got in.
Yeah, and I say it frequently. It's so often about decisiveness. You have to, you sit on the grid for however long, a minute or so before the match starts, and then it's it. You go, and if you're slow to act at the start, it can bite you in the arse really, really hard. And Revolution here with these Garmers, like I said, this was their main difference between these two comps was them having these Garmers, and they were not decisive whatsoever. They just sat at the back and waited. And if you do that, you're not using your strengths. You're not using your ships. They might as well not have even been on the grid.
It looks like the Orpheus Pontic burned in at the front of the Tuskers team. He's trying to go for that Vigil. The Vigil did survive, and now the Orpheus is paying for it. There's no logic to keep him alive, and he's just going down as the Tuskers team have focused all their attention on him.
Yeah, they may be able to take this Vigil, but of course, as well, another factor of this mirror kind of comp is their comp does basically the same thing as yours. If you're in this matchup, you know that their capabilities are very, very similar to yours. So if you just have less ships than them and they're all the same ships, it's not really possible to expect an outcome that comes out with you on top. If you've got two Nighthawks and an Orthrus, as Revolution currently does, and Tuskers still has three Nighthawks and three Orthruses, the maths isn't gonna break for you. You simply cannot win that matchup. So you need Revolution really, really needed to be decisive at the start of this match and make something happen with those three Garmers, and they simply failed to do that. And that's I think it's a critical factor in their loss here.
This is probably the most one-sided match we had today, and it got decided in the first 10 seconds of the match. You could see the Tuskers team are burning back. They're waiting for a good opportunity, while the Revolution team are just burning straight at them. And they're really giving Tuskers the big advantage by doing that, since there's someone who's going to be in the front that they can shoot, and they are going to abuse the missile effect. And you are going to have a hard time shooting back because now the missiles have to chase their targets instead of the target coming towards them. And as you saw, it cost them the Basilisk just going right away. And as you mentioned, like these Gammas, like they didn't make much of a play. They're the last ships to die. That's not how you're supposed to be when you're tackle ships in a really offensive setup like this. And the match is already over. Good job to Tuskers, and sending back to the studio.